And welcome back, welcome everybody back to Waffle Board Breaks. How we doing this evening? Wednesday, of course, July 22nd. 38 boxes. We just had the reload. First two boxes on Sunday. We hit one of those and we hit one from the previous reload. So the two runs, obviously the two biggest runs. 15 boxes now left of the 16 from this past reload, 10 from the last, I believe it was 13 reloads. So 10 of those boxes left. So 38 boxes, 25 from the last two reloads, and then 6 from the previous before. So 25 or 15 from July, 10 from June, 6 from May. That leaves us just 7 boxes from before May. And I'm going to make an announcement. We're going to, out of the goodness of my heart, because I love you guys so much, we're going to make box 17. Box 17 is going to be a community box. No, not a community box. Trigger box. Let me explain. 17's got a claim spot in it, so that the jersey will go to the winner. But if we do hit box 17, we will open up another box completely free. So, out of the goodness of my heart, that is going to be the case going forward. 17 is now our trigger box. So, your odds of hitting have now increased because you got an extra chance if we're able to hit box 17. Kind of like in honor of spay and neutering your pets, Bob Barker style, hole in one or two. So if the randomizer, which is 38 boxes tonight, if the randomizer drops on box 17, that means there will be another box open completely free. So you guys should be rooting for whatever boxes you think your jerseys are in, as well as box 17, because that gives everybody another shot. So box 17 will stay the trigger box. I guess I could put a note on it, but you guys will remind me, and I will try not to forget that. But box 17, our oldest box, can't remember exactly which run is in. I don't know. I think it's stepped with this year, but I'm not sure exactly when it was. Obviously, 17's been skipped. We're now in the 50s and 60s. We've skipped 17, we've skipped 41 or 43, we've skipped 47. So obviously we wanted to worry about skipping again. Probably not till 2 reloads from now, because 79 is the next box on the stacks, and I don't believe we're gonna have that many. That'll be 61 is the oldest, or is the highest box from this last reload. So I don't think we're gonna do 18 boxes in this next reload. But so 61. So we got a little ways to go to see if we can start hitting that stuff. But with 3 oldest boxes have been skipped, but 17 is now the trigger box. So 17 comes out, we open up another box completely free. So I'm not sure what everybody's been up to. Obviously, we're just past the All-Star break in baseball. World Cup is over. Hockey, soccer is going back to a sport the majority of the country doesn't care about. Of course, they had many millions of people watching the games, and then, of course, the many millions of people that were able to come over and attend from the various countries. So it was a hit. It was a big hit. Of course, Spain came out on top with a near flawless World Cup. And everyone was worried. And they went, was it Cape Verde or Cape Verde? When they played the first game, they played 0-0 tie. That was one of the first games, I think, of the entire tournament. And everyone was worried. Spain fallible. Clearly, their defense wasn't fallible, having given up 1 total goal in the entire World Cup. But offensively, they kind of sorted themselves out. They're amazing. Obviously, the everybody loves Lamine Yamal, and he's 19, and of course the other 19-year-old Spanish player was given the Young Player of the World Cup. So it wasn't even Yamal. It was the other 19-year-olds they had. So that tells you how long Spain is going to be around for us. Obviously, their defensive midfielder was the player of the tournament. Obviously they didn't get the most goals. They didn't score that many goals, but he was an absolute amazing player. The amount of passes he connected, like 93 something. I don't know how they obviously computerized. They keep track of all that, but he was successful in like over 93% of his passes. I mean, he's obviously I think he plays for Man City. So I mean, he's obviously a, a well respected English Premier League soccer player, and Spain's got a little bit of all that. Obviously, they have Spanish players. They've had players come through the Spanish soccer system, and they're a pretty almost perfect group. Even though everybody was worried about their goalie before going into the World Cup because they hadn't quite decided on one till late, but he was amazing. He had, of course, the goaltender of the World Cup, having only given up one goal total. There were some really great goaltending performances. Capo Verde's goalie was amazing against them. Obviously there were some great goalies. The Argentine goalie was huge. He had a pretty big tournament. Of course, obviously the games that preceded. They still counted towards the player of the tournament, match the goalie of the tournament, and the young player. But Spain kind of swept everything except for the Golden Boot, which goes to the most goals. Of course, went to Mbappe, who most likely will have at least 2 more World Cups to go, and maybe even a third if he plays into his late 30s like Messi has. And these players are physical machines, and Mbappe is now the all-time World Cup goal scorer, having passed Messi by I think at least one. They were tied, I think, and then he passed him by 2. He had 2 goals in the third place game, which everyone was like, "Oh, those goals shouldn't count because it's a third place game." I was like, "Come on!" I'm like, you're gonna ding Mbappe for scoring twice against England, even though it was a losing cause. They're down 4-0 after the first half, but Mbappe is a machine. I mean, Erling Haaland is just as talented. I mean, he's amazing as well, but he's not as young as Mbappe. Mbappe is going to be here for quite some time. Obviously, France is not going anywhere. Their soccer team is built to win, these tournaments. Spain, of course, won the Euros, and they obviously come and win the World Cup. So they're clearly, maybe the best team right now in the world. But, Mbappe and France, everybody wants to watch them. England, like you said, England had a good run at it. They were within maybe 5 minutes of making it to the final, and Messi became Messi, and he got the assist and the 2 goals. Obviously there's they can blame the coaching and the style. They kind of went to a little bit of a defensive show, hoping to win that, but that's how you got to win these World Cups. I mean, they were up 1-0. 5-8 minutes away from making the final. Would England have done any better against Spain? Probably not, but obviously it's neither here nor there. But Spain was clearly the best club, the best team in the tournament. But it would have been nice, like I said, England has had some bad luck and bad calls and bad situations against Argentina in the past. So it's something that they kind of got to get past. But like I said, World Cup is done and over with. Baseball is now getting to the end of July, into the dog days of August, and starting to sort out. We have the trade deadline coming up, so we'll see where the action is there. Of course, the rookie showcases for the NBA was just went on, and obviously the top picks kind of were pretty impressive. I don't think anybody kind of ruins their draft position. Obviously we're past the draft, but I don't think anybody, made a mockery of themselves. But so that's gone. I know a lot of the bigger players kind of shut down after their first couple games because obviously you got to load management, even though it's only a rookie showcase in July. But the regular season's pretty far away. But like I said, we're getting close to the NFL camps. We're only several weeks away, not even, I think, when the NFL camps open, and I'm getting ready for hockey. I mean, there's still free agents out there getting signed. No huge names left out there, but there's still some impressive ads. There's always going to be some trades as we get closer. I'm still trying to see what there's some players that, there's some free agents that, obviously as a Bolt fan, I think, obviously we have, after moving Nick Paul for the backup goalie from the Leafs, and then the Rangers getting one of their forwards. I think Tarasenko might not be a bad choice to bring down to Tampa. Obviously we don't have Corey Perry anymore. He went out west again. But they do need some of that veteran. I mean, so they got some young players they're going to give some minutes to, and they have given some minutes to. But I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Tarasenko come in at a low rate for a 1, maybe 2 year at max contract just to get that veteran presence on the second, third line. He can contribute something to the power play as needed. But we'll see. Like I said, I know they had 3 or 4 teams lined up as good fits for him. Obviously, Patrick Kane is still unsigned, and Bedard been lobbying for him to come back to Chicago, which, like I said, I'm not sure if he's for or against that idea, but obviously having won cups and been their first overall pick, and I mean, but let's see Kane go back to Chicago, and obviously Bedard's going to be out for a while, so it'll be good for the fans to root for Patrick Kane if he decides to go back and end it basically with a tour with the Hawks. But we'll see. Like I said, I mean, obviously, teams are still kind of tweaking as we get closer to camps. Of course, injuries will affect that, but I'm more paying attention to what Tampa's got going on than pretty much across the board. But I know there's some decent names out there that need to find homes because obviously the everybody needs to fill out their roster. Second and third lines. Obviously, your fourth line is more your muckers and grinders and checkers, but second and third line need to contribute. And Tampa's got looking to rely on the young players they're looking at right now to be those producers. Not quite sure they're ready to step up, but we'll see. Like I said, it's got a ways to go before camp. Even I'm sure they, the players have been keeping themselves ready to go. Like I said, there's nothing other major before that. I know August is pretty thin as far as overall sports go, other than baseball, and then everybody getting ready for the camps and the other 3 sports. But like I said, we're at 38 boxes tonight. Right now we're just doing the 1. I haven't decided if we're going to do 2 next week, but we're definitely doing the 1 today and then the double on Sunday. Those spots, of course, went live yesterday, so you guys can get in and get your bids. We got a pretty good crowd tonight. I think it's we had 10 or 11 people. Obviously, some people different. Not everybody hears from Sunday. Of course, no Big Al. I think he's out of the show, or I don't know, he's out to dinner or something. Big Al's not around tonight. No Larry. Larry's not here for his spots, so he's probably rooting against them. But let's see Carl Z back with a force. Welcome in again, Nick F, Ty T, Thomas M. I hope you're feeling a little bit better if you're watching live, wherever you may be. Father-son duo, Brett G, Jake G have hit recently. Steve S steps in, they're ready for the miles. I said I'm keeping an eye on their camps. Obviously, my brother is more of a diehard Isle fan than I am, but of course, fantasy-wise, I got a bulk of their star sense of their star core. I got Horvat, I got Barzal, I got Sorokin, I got Schaefer, I got anybody else. Oh, I got Eklund too, the younger brother of the one that was traded to I don't know, I guess he went to from San Jose. So I'm keeping an eye on the Isles as well. Their camp's one of the few that I check in on, other than Tampa's. Daryl L, of course, just back off vacation, and it's been hot. Daryl's been hot. He's actually extended his heater to WAFFLEBOARD breaks, so we'll see if he's able to keep that going. I got to mail that out this week. I got stuff coming from him as well. So who else we got? Dale C grabbed a couple nice spots. Obviously, got to respect the military. CK, of course, has a couple. Mike Z stepped in, grabbed some flyers. So there we go. Like I said, 10 or 11 different people. So somebody's going to walk away quite happy tonight. I'm not rooting for or against anything. I would love to see the monsters come out. Like I said, it's I'm always ready to roll, to bring in new stuff for you guys. So we got some great targets. It'll be interesting to see. We had a couple battles for the eBay spots from the new stuff, but we'll see how that continues. We're knocking out some of the old stuff, so some of the stuff goes. We got to replace it anyway. So I do have some stuff ready for the next reload already. I got a couple backups of things that are boxed up, so I can always drop in the replacement if it hits. He said still 15 of the 16 boxes from Sunday, so we'll see. We'll see what comes out tonight. I'm excited. Who we got here live? Anybody watching live that wants to give a shout? Hello, everybody. watching live. Of course, everybody else usually watches on the replay. So, but good luck, everybody. I'm excited. Like I said, it's still kind of like Christmas when you get that reload back in. You know, the new stuff's only been in there less than a week. I'm really excited to see what we hit tonight. So, but box 17, our oldest box, is a trigger box. Box 17 hits. A second box will be opened completely free. So, as a reward to you guys, good luck, everybody. There you are, Mike Z, looking to hit box 17. If you didn't hear, box 17 is the trigger box. So if 17 comes out on the random, another box will be opened completely free, and that will stay the case until we hit it, basically. So no matter what, that will be the trigger box. So it's kind of like a twofer. It's like I said, it's like a Bob Barker style hole-in-1 or 2. So if we do hit 17, don't be sad, don't leave, because we will open a second box after that opens. So so there we go. I don't remember who has 17. I think Carl Z is ready for 17. So good luck, everybody. Carl Z, of course, will closer mojo. So 17 is definitely in play. He grabbed that before that. That was the closer spot. But closer mojo extends to your other spot. So if he hits that, that will also prove once again closer mojo does exist. We know it's the fact. So good luck, everybody. Let's get going here. Let's get my dice roller and my lists. Okay, good luck, everybody. I had the guy stopped in earlier to measure for carpeting down here, so that's getting closer. Like I said, the painting looks great. The walls look great. The carpeting will come in at some point in time, but I don't mind. Right now, it's basically just cool down here. Nice, cool concrete floor. Obviously, it's a little cooler today. Obviously, we had some crazy storm the last couple of days. Had some tornadoes in the county yesterday, but not here, like you said. But there were in the county, but there's some crazy storms. But today's been pretty nice all around. So this is about as good as you're going to get going into August, when the pure heat probably rolls back in and settles on our chest. So let's see how we go. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Very good. Okay. You guys know the drill. 5 or more to come out. How many times we're going to random list? List is here. 17 is the trigger box. 17 hits. We will do another box completely free as a gift from me to you guys. So root for that. If you're not rooting for your own boxes, root for 17. So, and like I said, sometimes it happens real quick within the first half dozen randoms after you make a trigger box, and sometimes it goes a little longer, but that will stay the case. 17 will stay the trigger box till we hit it. So that basically just have a 2 for 1 whenever that night happens. So good luck, everybody. If you're here that night, like I said, you don't have to buy box 17, but whoever has that box will obviously get the first hit, and then they pop a possibility of getting the second hit as well. So there we go. So 5 or more in our dice roll. Let's see how many we got. 7 times. Of course, the most common die roll is 7. 7 times the list to come up with the box we're going to open tonight. 17 is the trigger box. Everything else is a single jersey box. So let's do it. 7 times. Here we go. 1, 38 boxes, like I said. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 55. 55's in the reload. 7 times. Box 55. 7 times. Box 55. Okay, let's back that out. So it's not there for Sunday. So it is not the trigger box, but it is in the reload. Just like that. 3 boxes, 2 from the reload. Here we go. Back out our 7. Here we go. Box 55. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Starting with easy cheesy. Let me see. We got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A decent group of people. Almost everybody is live with box 55. 55. Okay. Box 55. Just like that. 14 of the 16 left. Man, can't believe the second last box. I mean, there's still 10 there. But we're now down to 14 of the 16 already from this last reload. So here we go. Let's do this. Box 55. Good luck, everybody. Box 55. Double nickels. Box 55. So we got box 55 it is. Like I said, spots are live on eBay. Of course, I'll end whatever comes out of this box. Of course, so it won't be on eBay by the end of the night. That's the only box we're doing this week. I may do 2 next week. I'll see how I feel as we get into the weekend. But as of right now, just 1 box next week, but maybe 2. But, of course, the double on Sunday. So good luck, everybody, on Sunday with your bids. This will not be available. Box 55 is... You know what? Man, I said this is such a beautiful jersey. And it sat there for a little while. There it is. Michael Handzus, Slovakian League. Attack, ATAC. Obviously, Lutch is another one of those. Like I said, it's a dye supplemented. This is an unbelievable jersey. ATAC, Michael Handzus. There it is. JSA COA. Signature on the 2. Very, very nice. Slovakian League. HKM Zvolen. ZVOLEN. I can't speak Slovakian. I'm not sure what. But this is such a cool jersey. Like I said, we had Nichushkin from the Russian League in the past. And like I said, because I decided to box it up for you guys, I decided not to PC the international, the European League jerseys. This is just unbelievable. Try to find these jerseys. You're not going to find these jerseys. This is unbelievable. There it is. HKM on the crest. Slovak Telecom, obviously the corporate sponsors. That's how the European leagues. Volvo, of course, major sponsor. There it is. That's how the Euro jerseys look like. Got all your other sponsors. Obviously, that's the club. Where is that? HKM Zvolen. That's the club. Palma Zonto. 26. Long-time NHLer, Kings and Flyers. There it is. That's the train company for the city. Just so cool. Doug, you don't see these. Had to grab it when I saw it. God, that man. There it is. Obviously, Handzus. Another corporate sponsor. Steiger, I guess, on the top. ATAC is the apparel company. European clubs use that. Of course, they did this in the Slovakian League. There's another one. Sarinska. Very, very nice. So cool. Unbelievable. Stanley Cup winner with the Hawks. Very, very nice. Longtime King. Stanley Cup winner with the Hawks. HKM as the club he played. I think it was during the lockout, maybe. I think he didn't play that in his junior year. It may not have been around. But he definitely played it during one season during the lockout. You can check out his stats on Hockey DB, and you can see clearly that's the club he played for. Real cool. Obviously, just that these jerseys are tough because they're not stitched on; they're dye supplemented, so it's tough to get the SIGs. But it's nice black Sharpie with the 26. Sent out the JSA for COA. Congratulations! Yeah, let me see. That was grabbed late. Michael Handzus. Going to JG. Congratulations. Huge hit. Like I said, that's a great jersey. Like I said, I mean, it's not, of course, they're reps. They're dye supplemented. I have a bunch of Russian League ones. This is the only Slovak League I've ever seen. And definitely I've ever held. So this is real cool. The Handzus, I actually also had a Team Slovakia that I decided to keep because I do have a bunch of international jerseys. So I decided to keep the Slovakian for myself. No, it's not as cool as this. I mean, the Team Slovakia is just a blue with the logo in the very chest area. But more plain. This is cool. So there you go. I love looking for cool stuff for you guys. This one's really cool. I'm really happy to show this one off. Very happy. JG staying hot. Congratulations. Yeah, Stanley Cup winner with the Hawks. Long-time NHLer. Obviously played with the Flyers and with the Kings. Pretty much he was a good guy, fan favorite. I've seen him interview a couple times. Obviously, he was here from Flyers for a while. So very, very nice. Congratulations, JG. Sorry for everybody did not hit. Your odds are now even better for Sunday. 1-37, 1-36 will be the box odds. Get your bids in, and I'll see you guys back here Sunday afternoon. Of course, I'll post the unsolds as well. Now we have actually this. Funny enough, this is one of the three that I was not able to post on eBay. eBay flagged the Binnington, the Sorokin, and for some reason the Michael Handzus, even though we had a Handzus Kings in there before, and now the Handzus Slovak League jersey comes out. But there you go. Like I said, it's been boxed up less than a week. I've had it for a while since I got it back from JSA. Just real cool. Cool. I like getting the cool stuff for you guys. Congratulations. I can't wait to get that into the mail out to you, Jake. Real nice hit. I know you guys have a package coming for you and your dad, one jersey each that I sent out last week. So good. Congratulations on that as well. Like I said, it was on eBay last week. What was on eBay last week? This was on eBay. I thought for some reason, you know what? The one I listed this week and I got it flagged. So it may not be live. I may not have to end it. And maybe it was for some reason it went through the first week, but when I listed it, when I posted the listings to start on Tuesday, I think I got this one flagged as well as I didn't even try to list the Pennington or the Sorokin. So eBay's been kind of weird like that. Like, I mean, it's pain in the butt. They don't flag everything. They individually flag spots for some reason, and this got flagged. So it's probably not live. If you look now on eBay, I didn't check the spots, but it's probably not even there because I would have had to list it with the unsolds like I do with the Sorokin and the Binnington. Those two wouldn't even try to relist because, you know, once it's taken down, they just flag it again. But yeah, so congratulations, Jake. Very, very nice. Love seeing the Handzus come out. Just a cool jersey. Cool jersey. Got accent marks. We got corporate sponsors. Real nice. So very good. Look forward. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. Good night. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Be over at I think I'm not sure when Daryl breaks, either tomorrow or Friday. Of course, Nick will be on Whatnot tomorrow if you want to stop by there. Check out Nick's Whatnot page. I don't know what the story is with Big Al. He was I think he's breaking tonight. Must have broke already. I think he was out at dinner, but I'm not sure what the schedule is. He's out there in Utah. So congratulations again to Jake. And I'll see you guys back here on Sunday nights. Waffle Board Breaks is out. Talk to you soon. Take care, guys.